Hey guys, what's up? So, as you can probably imagine, I get a lot of messages on my social media from people who've watched my videos. As you can probably also imagine, the most common messages I get are the ones that go something like this. Dear Delia, you're so amazing and I love your videos. You're an absolute goddess and I want to marry you. Aw, how sweet. However, coming in at a close second are the messages that go something like this. Dear Delia, how the fuck do you get your eyeliner so goddamn perfect? You're a bitch, and I want to come to Florida and kill you so that I can then cook you, consume you, and absorb your eyeliner powers. P.S. Please make a tutorial on how you do your awesome eyeliner. Now, if you're sending me the messages asking me to marry you, I may have some bad news for you. But please, feel free to send a gold diamond engagement ring to my P.O. box, and I'll definitely think about it. Don't call me, I'll call you. However, if you're one of the people who wants to kill and cannibalize me in order to become the next goddess of eyeliner, I have better news for you. You, my friends, are in luck, and you won't have to consume me, kill me, or even come to Florida in order to become your own goddess of eyeliner. That's right, today you get to sit back, relax, and enjoy my guide to how to get your eyeliner as perfect and flawless and on point as mine. Step 1. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing! Okay, hold on, let me clarify. Obviously, my eyeliner would not look as perfect as it does without me knowing what I'm doing. The problem is, I have no idea how to explain or convey what I'm doing to anyone else or what it is that I'm doing that apparently makes it so perfect. Because I'll be totally honest, y'all are freaking enamored with it, but I really don't think it's anything that special. I am also known to have a horrible case of can't just take a fucking compliment-itis also, so I'll just accept that y'all think my eyeliner is cool and we will try to do this. Alright now, in all seriousness, the first step if you want to be able to emulate my eyeliner magic is to get yourself a thin angled brush, like this one which came in a pack from Coastal Scents. See? It's thin and angled and absolutely perfect for following the contour of your eyelid and also being able to use the angle of the brush to control the width of your line. Now when it comes to the eyeliner itself, I avoid pencils at all costs if I absolutely can, and if liquid eyeliner were suddenly the only eyeliner available on the planet, I would probably just stop wearing eyeliner. I use gel, like this Maybelline Eye Studio. It's affordable and lasts a long time and is probably the only product from Maybelline I will ever use. I use gel eyeliner with an angled brush because I've found personally that for me it provides the best balance of control while still being very bold. Alright, so I'm going to start. I take the brush and just kind of dip it in the eyeliner, and then I rub off the excess from the sides on the edge of the little thingy. I told you the instructions would be lacking. Alright, so now that I've got a good, nice, but clean amount on the brush I'm going to be using, I'm going to go ahead and close the eye I'm going to be working with, lean into the mirror so that y'all can see what the fuck I'm doing, and then starting from the inner corner with the brush angled for a really thin line, I'm going to just work out. When I'm doing this, I never do it in one stroke. I kind of am very careful with it, just sort of dabbing it in the inner portion and pulling it out. No adjusting as necessary. You can see it's really not drawing a single line so much as I'm kind of sort of like sketching or painting the line on my lid with the brush angled very thinly until I get out to about this point. Because at that point, I've generally run out of eyeliner on my brush. So we're gonna reload it just like we did the first time, just dabbing it in the gel and then wiping the excess off on the edge of the container now that I've remembered what that word is. And I'm gonna lean in the mirror again, pull my eyelid taut, and then we're gonna start just a little bit in of where I stopped the last time. You want to make sure that you get really close down to your eyelashes. Don't go too far down or you may start getting some eyeliner on your waterline of your lower eyelid, which is never good and very frustrating. Now as we get closer to the edge, let's see, I'm going back and just kind of really carefully drawing along the line to ensure I've got pretty much the same thickness going out. But as we get towards the outer corner here, we're going to actually start to turn the brush angle a little bit. So as we're pulling it out, and this is the part where words just kind of fail me at describing what I'm doing, we make the kind of wide, thick part of this wing. And you can see as I'm pulling the wing out, I'm kind of turning it at an angle, working it upward just a little bit as I go out. It's really kind of more straight out, but angles just upward just a little bit. And you see how I just kind of use the angle of the brush and pick it up lightly as you're going out, which draws it out nice and thin. Alright, so now at this point I'm not quite done yet because I like to do my wings really, really big and bold. And I've also started to run out of eyeliner on my brush a little bit. Now working with only that small amount on your brush at a time and doing things more sketchy and carefully can definitely make it take longer, but that's the key thing. You're being careful so that you make sure that your eyeliner looks really good when you're done with it. Alright, so now you can think of what you've got on your wing so far as kind of being your template for the actual wing itself. It's a shorter line that's not so bold, but it gives you a way to actually look at it and see exactly how it's being affected by the curve of your lid and things like that, so you can go back and adjust it using the angle and shape of the brush as necessary to get a nice smooth curve. Exactly how you do that is going to be unique to the angle of your eye, but generally I find that I end up pulling from having the tip of the brush in this outer corner of my eye and having it sort of like almost at a straight angle to give it more of a curve at the bottom, and then turning it as I go up and out. Now the top of the wing needs some definition, but that's also a really small wing for me. However, that's about the size of the wing that most people will do. So if you want to go back and define the top, you just start a little bit in, make sure that you've got the angle of the brush, or you're going to be kind of making a bold connecting line across where the top of the wing is. And there you go, perfect regular sized wing. However, I draw my eyeliner wings obscenely long. If you're wanting to draw a longer wing, focus on creating the curve at the bottom and bringing that out. Now if you want, you can also do your bottom lid. Personally, I almost never actually do my full bottom lid. So because you guys wanted to know how to do eyeliner like I do, I'm not going to do that. But sometimes I will do just the outer corner of the lower lid, especially if I'm going with a more heavy, smoky eye dramatic type of look. Now if you want to do that, you're of course just going to start from the outer corner of the lower lid with a very small amount of eyeliner and just, pull up as you go so that you're relieving the pressure and how much of the brush is touching. A lot of times when I'm doing the outer corner of my lower lid, I'll find that my wing kind of has a little corner to it where I can adjust the angle of the brush to kind of fill in a bit of space and make it so that that bottom line is thicker as it gets towards the wing and gets thinner as it goes in. You have to be really careful of making sure the application of the gel on your brush is really clean when you're doing this, otherwise it can start getting into your lower eyelashes and then it can just get all over your lower eyelid, and that's a bitch. It's also going to take a little practice to get the angle right on the lower lid, because what you generally would just naturally go for, you're going to usually find out, is a bit more flat than the angle needs to be, and it needs to follow the contour of the lower lid a little bit more. Now I'm going to admit, even I have problems with this part sometimes, but I'm going to attempt to do it. Oh, and before we do this, this may just seem like, second nature to some people, but just to make sure that we're clear on it, you are still going to pull your eyelid taut just a little bit more to the down and side than up and to the side, and also you want to make sure that your eye is open when you're doing your lower lid. By working from the outside to the inside and letting up on the pressure as you go along, you manage to create a line that just kind of fades in so that you don't have to bring it all the way in, which a lot of times can make the eye just look a lot more closed off. Now once you've got that, you'll probably want to go back and just do a little bit of correction to make sure that the line expands out properly and meets up with the wing properly. And doing that, you will work from the inside to the outside, but you're just going to be starting farther out than where it starts to fade away. And there you go. That's how I do my eyeliner. And obviously when you're done, be sure to do your second eye and curl your lashes and put on your mascara. I feel like that goes without saying, but you never know who might be watching. I also want to take a moment to point out that I intentionally do my eyeliner a bit thicker on my left eye than I do on my right eye. That's because my face is asymmetrical. I know, sorry to burst your bubble, but it's true. I'm not as perfect as you thought I was, I'm sorry. However, I brought this up because most people's faces are slightly asymmetrical, especially in the eyes. And if you happen to be as lucky as I am and have one eye that's really got a lot more lid showing at most times than the other one does, you can very carefully practice, and as you get better and better, you'll eventually get to a point where you'll know exactly how much thicker to make the line on one eye than the other, and you can get to a point where it will basically look like the same amount of lid is showing on either eye. Now if you're wanting to go with a much more blended look for your eyeliner, which is better for darker eyeshadow colors as opposed to lighter ones like the ones I'm wearing today, and better for smoky eyes and things like that, you can do that by taking a dome brush just like this one right here and sweeping with some pressure from the outside in, and then a little bit more lightly from the inside out. Make sure that you clean the brush between switching sides, otherwise you could end up with like a dark blob in here. The dome brush is also great for blending in the bottom if you feel like doing that. Obviously, I'm not showing you that today because I am wearing lighter eyeshadow today, and also you want to do that before you do your mascara, which I've already done. But if you want to see that, I've got another video showing my entire smoky eye technique along with some little eye feminization tricks. You can go watch that through that link there. I hope this was helpful and entertaining, and if you want to keep seeing more videos like this, I need your help. My channel is funded and kept running exclusively by my Patreon supporters. If you want to make sure I'm able to keep this channel running, then just go to patreon.com/DeliaMelody to find out how you can get started. Patreon has a wonderful monthly limit option, so you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month no matter how many videos I put out. And if you'd like to get cool rewards like a shout out with your name in the credits, or invites to exclusive weekly live streams every Friday, or even getting autographed photos from my modeling shoots in the mail, then you can also sign up for different pledge levels, which will get you access to those things. As always, thank you so very much for watching, and until next time, be yourself.